you are so aware of when I turn away, when I distract myself, when I look over here, I know all is well. And of course, there are going to be times though when things kind of bump up right up against you, and whether it's a notification or someone calling or even just your thoughts, it kind of a reality check. It feels like this is reality and I need to check in with it. And to soften that as much as you can and to know, yes, it's good to be aware because you need to be aware. It helps to be aware. Maybe you don't even need to be aware, but if you're walking on a sidewalk and you're looking down at your phone or the book or something like that, and you walk into a pole, you get the idea that, you know what, awareness isn't a bad thing. It's nice to know where the pole is, or it's nice to know where the drop on the sidewalk is, or that you're not going to walk into water or something. So it's not a bad thing to be looking around. It's just a matter of judgment on what you see as good or bad. That can certainly hold your attachment. And so, for instance, with your example of the credit card, of almost feeling like you needed to own it. Yeah, I did do that. I made that happen. Um, but almost in a negative way of, yeah, it's my fault. That type of attachment is what I would soften and let go of as much as possible. And so staying aware is, I think, a good thing as long as we can stay as objective as possible and know that you releasing the resistance around having, let's say, that credit card maxed out. And to know that, you know what, that's a tool. It's a tool that I created and I allowed myself to have availability of because of my work history and my credit history. We've talked about this kind of thing before, that it's there, and I made choices. And then just noticing any little ick around those choices, because if there's anything to know, it might just be having awareness around the choices. Because if you are making, let's say, financial decisions and it's about resistance, it's about pushing, it's about trying to prove something, it's about, filling a gap. I'm not happy about this other thing, so I'll go buy something. The value there is just to have an awareness of it. And then you can say, okay, that is interesting. I'm in a position where it doesn't really feel good to know that that is a pattern I have. I would like to feel better. So I might be a little bit more aware of that pattern. It's the same thing as with, say, eating food. If you reach for a particular food at a time when you're feeling away or because you're bored or whatever, it's not that that food is bad, and it doesn't mean you can't eat it. It just means it might offer you value to have an awareness that that's a habit that you have, and that you might want to shift that habit just to see if it feels better. Does that make sense?